What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic video. I'm Zuko.
And I'm Exum.
And this is The High Ground.
Cool. So we're back now. We're going to make another video. So this is the first video that we've done. I hope you guys have enjoyed our Grand Arena gameplay that we've been posting out. I'm the only one that's really been posting it out. So I'm having a lot of fun making those for you guys. But we look forward to doing that more. We look forward to hopefully live streaming. I know that's something we've mentioned on Twitter and in the comment section.
Yes.
And, just making videos in general. So today we want to really talk about, this kind of year in review since we haven't been around for you guys to hear our opinions and stuff. So, in the news...
we got some opinions. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so in the news, HK47 is now confirmed. And now we're going to have Darth Revan coming soon.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's.
I'm so tired of this Knights of the Old Republic thing that's going on here, guys. Let's just sit here and let's think about this entire year in review from February to February, okay, or March to March, whatever you want to take it. Every single thing that has come out of this game that has been monumental has been all about Knights of the Old Republic. It's not even canon. So I don't quite understand why it's such a forefront in this game right now. Like, look, I get it. I like Revan. I prefer Darth Revan to Jedi Knight Revan.
Same.
But whatever, you want to introduce Jedi Knight Revan, that's fine. First of all, it's the biggest paywall. It was a disgrace to all of the community who's been dying for it and who are diehard Old Republic fans. You're going to make that much money off of something that's not even canon. But anyway, you're gonna introduce that, and then you're just going to keep going with it. And it's nauseating. The fact that 88% of the meta right now is Jedi Knight Revan.
Yeah.
That's absurd. It is absurd. And it has been that way for 6 months now. That he came out in October.
Yeah.
We're in March. It's been 5-6 months where he's been dominating. I mean, absolutely just dominating Arena. How do you allow that to happen as a developer of a game? How do you allow it to become so stale as to only have one person ruling the meta? It makes no sense, and it's not fair. We're just talking about it right now. We're in the Grand Arena. If you don't have Grand Arena, if you don't have Jedi Knight Revan for Grand Arena, you're done. You're going to lose. Because if somebody places it on defense, who are you going to beat them with?
You need another Revan to beat him.
You have to have Revan. It's not fair that that's the case. And yes, sometimes Grievous can beat him, but it's lucky. It has to go perfect for you to be able to beat him.
Yeah, it's RNG.
It's all RNG dependent. So, and we're going to get into Grievous right now, later in a little bit. But
well, there's a Plo Koon now that apparently beats Revan. But
we digress. Plo Koon on Revan's team.
Yeah,
he needs to be with Revan, so it doesn't even matter.
We digress.
So he still needs Revan. It's not, I've never seen this before in this game. And I've been playing this game now for 3 years. Where it comes to the point where it's so dominated by one individual that there's no disparity. And the only reason that it's not 100% Revan, the only reason is because there's arena chats. And they talk to one another, so they can run a CLS team or a JTR team because they know that they just got to beat the people in front of them. But there's no real competition. If there wasn't arena chats and it was real competition, Revan would have 100% of the arena. He would own the entire thing because there's no way in heck that they're going to let a JTR attack him until they beat him. It's just not going to happen. They would have been kicked out of the top 50 by now. So yes. I just can't understand how everything has been tailored towards Knights of the Old Republic. And now we're getting into more Knights, because you know what's going to come out next after seeing this HK47, the fact that he's been confirmed. You know Darth Revan's coming out next. So not only are we going to have Revan that's just joined Jedi Knight Revan, but now you're going to have Darth Revan, the only counter to Revan. Another Revan. 2 Revans. What is that? It doesn't, to me, I can't make sense of it at all in my head how as a smart company, you decide that you're going to make a game as stale as you've now made this. And it's a slap to the face. And then you're going to come out and say, hey, we're going to make General Grievous. And he's going to come out, we're finally going to introduce his rework. It's been 3.5 years of pure trash, almost 4. It gets everybody excited. Oh my God, maybe this is finally the year of
the Clone Wars.
And
in Clone Wars.
Oh my God, we're going to talk about the clones. But you're going to talk about that, the Clone Wars. Everybody gets excited. You have all these people that are really saving up resources to invest. What happens? I have over 600 Carbantis, over 500 stun guns, stun cuffs. I put it all into Grievous, all into all of these guys, the Separatists. I get them all up to gear 11, 12.
Especially the Magna Guard.
Put Zetas.
That really screwed.
Yeah, he screwed me really bad.
Yeah.
I put a bunch of stun guns into him. But whatever. And I put all these Zetas into him because I'm super excited. And it's pure trash. Well, I'm not going to call it pure trash. But it's nowhere near what it should have been.
Not what it should have been, yeah. Or what it could have been. What it could have been. It's a shoulda, woulda, coulda.
And the fact that you have a developer come out and say, we think that we're really going to surpass expectations with Grievous.
In an interview.
He came out and said that. We hope that it surpasses expectations. Are you freaking kidding me?
I think it's
I don't
safe
think
to
there's
say-
one person, not one person in this game who thinks that even met close to expectations.
I think it's safe to say that Grievous became the most hyped character, like anything in this game, that we've seen in a long time. Like Revan has been hyped, mind you. Darth Revan has been hyped for years. It's been, if you make a top 10 characters you want in this game, he's probably the top 3 every single time. He's behind Jedi Knight Luke, and after him is probably Revan or Darkseid Anakin. Those are the top 3 in my opinion. And when Grievous came around, and finally, you know, especially after Arnold has done a great job with galvanizing the community into doing this, you know, movement for rework Grievous. And so it gets so hyped. The comments, the videos that they're putting out really leads you to believe it's going to be great. I dropped 6 Zetas on that faction. Like, I dropped 2 on Grievous. I dropped a B2 Zeta and the B1 Zeta. And then I'm there being smart. I'm like, yes, the droids are going to be good. And I dropped 2 on T3. I went from 200 Zetas to 80 Zetas. Like, okay, it's my fault. That's fine. But like, that's how hyped this rework was supposed to be. And then it was a huge letdown. I think it's an interesting decision to see these developers, or just the game in general, go from everybody talking about how they wanted a rock paper scissors scenario, and then it just goes to no, screw that rock paper scissors. It's just going to be dominated the majority of the time by this one character.
And the fact that it's in the people who say they want that rock paper scissors are the developers. Yeah. They want disparity, yet it's a complete lie. It's a complete based on your actions and the kit that you gave this man. I was just reading the kit with Exum. I'm not going to read that to you guys because you already know it. I mean, it is so ridiculously broken. Just absurdly broken. How do you think that is not going to have the impact that it did? And to the extent that it has, especially if you don't introduce anything to beat him in 6 months. And here's the thing. Now the next person that's going to beat him, Darth Revan, is going to be so, again, overly broken that that comes up to the power creep. Where does this game go? How far is this game going to go with this? We're going to have PDFs of, you know, their abilities. But
PDFs.
Yeah, so it's going to be. But at the end of the day, this is, I mean, it's horrendous. It doesn't make sense to me. And look, I'm not going to sit here and totally bash Knights of the Old Republic because I think it's pretty cool. I like the lore. I get it. But
and they've done a great job with the characters. Like,
and I'm not displacing.
These characters they've given us, like, they're usable.
Yes.
They're good.
Oh, yeah, they are very usable. They run the meta.
No, that's just Bastila and Revan. But like Karth, T3, Zalbar, Mission, Jolie. Oh yeah, Jolie too. Yeah, they're all very usable, very good characters. You can use them in Grand Arena, Territory War. So I love that fact that if you're gonna make us farm characters that make them usable, like still to this day, the most useless farmed characters that we had to farm for an important event was the vets for RJT. They are useless. That is the worst farm. And 16 energy in Cantina. That's hell on earth.
Okay,
that's the worst thing in the world.
Why is it that they put so much emphasis onto so much Old Republic? Why are they making these characters so good when what everybody plays this game for? I promise you. Look, there is diehard Knights of the Old Republic fans. I know that. I think that it's really cool. Again, love Malik, love all of that stuff with Revan. I love the entire that type of lore. I'm not as huge into it, but you come playing this game because of what you watched when you were a little kid. Because of what you grew up with, which is Star Wars, and it's
the prequels and the sequels.
I don't get it. It doesn't even have a TV show, not yet at least. So, how do you put so much emphasis on a video game's characters, and all you see of them is in a video game versus these iconic, you know, the Clone Wars content? I don't get it, dude, and I don't understand how you can justify it over a year span of just constantly just hitting us in the face over and over with Old Republic.
What I'm noticing from the developers is like a little bit of a pattern in the sense that they'll give us something that we like too much. Like they'll consistently take it past the point where we're just like, yeah, like enough. Like,
too much good stuff is bad stuff. That's like an ancient proverb in Chinese.
Last year it happened with the marquee events. Everybody used to love marquee events. It was cool. We'd get a free character at 3 stars. Doing it was fun, whatever. You got to experience like whatever the new different characters. Like I remember you fight like First Order Riot Shield Trooper. Like they like to throw in like random people, the Sith soldiers and stuff like that. And then they went overdose on that and gave us way too many marquee events. And then now they give us Knights of the Old Republic, which is something that we have wanted in the community in the game for some time. But then they overdo it again. So like they have this pattern of when they give you something good, they overdo it, and that's just something that needs to like really stop. Like they need to slow their horses. Like you could have given us the Jedi Knight Revan batch and then not set us up for Revan for like another year, right? As opposed to
100%.
having us do it all in an 8 months time period.
That's my thing. Why is Revan coming back so soon? Why? If they're bringing back Darth Revan, to me it doesn't make sense because it's a hero's journey or ancient journey, whatever you want to call it. Took place in October, and then 6 months later they're gonna introduce the second part of that journey. When you're talking about the fact that Commander Luke Skywalker's journey started 2 years ago, Jedi training Rey was 2 years ago, and we still haven't gotten their second part of that journey. So why is it that they're throwing this so fast at us? It's not necessary.
Yeah, and it could have been done much more like nicer because I mean everybody knows Malik is important to that story. And what, now we're just gonna skip over Darth Malik? Like if they would have spread it out perfectly, you know, it would have been Jedi Knight Revan last year, then maybe later on this year Darth Malik, and then next year Jedi Knight Revan.
Why don't they just splitting it into? Let's talk about how they run their business. As a business, how does EA or Capital Games, how do they run it? They run it in fiscal quarters. Quarters. There's 4 quarters in a year. Why don't they split it up into quarters? Why don't we have Jedi Knight Revan? Okay, he takes the last quarter for this past year. The next quarter, make it all about Clone Wars era content. Then the next quarter, make it about I don't know. Give me something else here.
The sequels.
Yeah, the sequels, whatever. And then you bring back Old Republic. Why can't they like put breaks? There's no breaks when all the entire year, all 4 quarters has to do all with Old Republic. And they throw in the nice little Bosk
rework
thing in July.
And I forget to mention this in the point from earlier is that another thing to their pattern of where they like to overdo things is before it was Knights of the Old Republic and before it was Marquise, it was Rebels. It was fucking Rebels. I was so tired of Rebels. I didn't want Rebel scum. Like, get that out of this game. There's enough. They used to dominate everything about the game, and they just overdid it there. And now they're overdoing it with the Knights of the Old Republic and whatever.
Just why isn't there breaks?
Yeah.
We just need breaks with different stuff. I don't get it.
Like,
doesn't
rotate
make sense.
it. Like, you could even, like, tell the community, like, yo, the first fiscal quarter of the year is going to be Clone Wars stuff. So we can start farming, like, Clone Wars stuff.
Oh, they don't want to give it away because then they won't make money.
I mean, that'd be nice. But, okay, fine. I guess I'll get you on that part.
Yeah, they don't make enough money. You know, they make billions of dollars a year, but whatever.
You find a way. You find a way.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I'm not going to hammer home Grievous anymore because you guys have heard that enough. So we're going to skip over
Grievous and Revan. Like, you've heard it enough.
We wanted
to get a rant out of the way.
About Old Republic in general.
Yeah, and really
because I'm tired of it and it's too much and it needs to stop. At this point, it needs to stop. I don't want to see another Old Republic tune.
Don't get me wrong. He hates them. I don't hate them. I'm looking at Zalbar today in my game. I'm like, damn, you're a really good tank. Like, I want to gear you up. The Ebon Hawk, I'm trying to get it right now because I'm farming cards for the Darth Revan event that we all know is coming. And looks like a good ship. And the drop rate is incredible. I'm loving it. But so like I don't hate them, but I'm definitely nauseated. Like a bunch of you are probably. So it's just something we wanted to touch on. And
100%.
Now what we want is we really want Clone Wars era.
That's what we want, bro. That's what we've wanted for years. That's all I want. I want serviceable clones. I want my clones to dominate, man. I want them to have that same type of feel as a Nexus or Zombie or as the B1 Battle Droid, where they're just coming at you and it's just...
They need a standard droid that does that.
They need one. And they need to... Bro, there's so many clones that they could be introducing to this game. They only have, it's 5 of them right now. And we should have so many... Like, first of all, why is Clone Sergeant not called Heavy? He should be Heavy based on the show. When it's introduced, we've talked about We've based it. We've talked about this in a past video. Why don't we bring in the Bad Batch? Is another good. That'd be pretty. Oh my god, super cool. Why don't we talk about the fact that why not introduce 99 for like a Hermit Yoda type of thing, or like an old Ben, not Hermit Yoda, but old Ben, where he dies and he just gives buffs to everybody because of what he did in the show. I mean, there's so much you could do with the clones, and it's such a massive pool. I dare you to go into your game right now and click into the faction of Galactic Republic. Just go into Galactic Republic and see how many characters there are and how much of them suck. I can tell you right now, the only ones that are good in there are General Kenobi, Grandmaster Yoda, and I guess you could say maybe Ayla Sakura's pretty good.
She's okay.
Plo is now serviceable, I guess.
Yeah,
but his
Anakin is good for his ship.
Sort of. That's about it. I can't think of anything else.
R2, but
R2,
and C-3PO, but they don't count because they go everywhere. But yeah, it's just like they're bad, and there's more clones you can name. Like if you really were deep into like the lore of the clones, like you get Oddball, which is a pilot that you follow, like that he's around like the entirety of the Clone Wars. I have his action figure. You can go through all the commanders and generals. Like you can give us Wolf or
Commander Wolf.
Yeah, all these different commanders.
Gregor.
Gregor.
Why isn't Gregor in it? Like, there's so many
stuff,
things
that
bro.
you can give us for the clones. Like the clones, I love one faction that I love in this game is the Empire, because they have the Empire, and then within the Empire they have another faction, the Imperial Troopers. So like really, like with the clones, you can give us multiple Imperial Trooper like factions. Like there's the clones, and then inside the clones there's the Bad Batch. Inside the
501st.
The 501st.
Bro, the 212th. You could have, oh my god, how cool would that be? And then they give the 501st some synergy with Raider. Yeah. Oh my god. You see, like, they could do so much stuff with that. And just, that's what people want, bro. Give me, you know what? Screw the whole splitting it up. Give me a whole year of Clone Wars.
No,
because at this point,
get overdone with it. That's the thing. Do not overdo it when you come with the Clone Wars content. Like,
well, if they ever do, at this point.
They will. They will. The show's coming back this year. We all know it's coming. Prepare your clones. Prepare your
I don't believe anything
Yodas,
about
your
that
Mace
anymore.
Windus. It's all gonna happen. Padme. Where the hell is Padme Amidala?
Why isn't she in the? Why isn't she in the? She's such a humongous part of Star Wars that she's not in it. You see, like it's that type of stuff that these people are canon. There's characters that everyone adores in the Star Wars universe. Everyone. And yet here we are getting Cartha Nasi.
Not just do we care.
Here we are getting Juhani.
But they're important. Like we don't get Luke and Leia without Anakin and Padme making babies. Like they're important to the Star Wars universe.
God, dude, I'm so tired of it. So that's the fact, is that where is this type of content that we're all waiting for? Everybody's waiting for it. Give me the clones rework. They need to be reworked. Those were the best. The best time that I ever had in this game was when you had the Princess Zodi team and the AT&T.
Oh, that was such
the
a
AT&T.
cool
You heard that?
HAAT.
The HAAT. Back when McMull was coming out with that awesome lineup. That type of stuff. That's what I loved. I know a lot of people loved it back then, but you've kind of ruined the game for a lot of people. I know that Arnold came out with a video saying the other day that this is the least fun he's had in this game, and how is it not? How do you, as a company, as a business, I mean, even Cubs fans come out with a video where he's talked about, is the game dying? And in a sense, it is, because it's becoming such a drag that I seriously think the reason people haven't left yet for a lot of the case is they've spent money on it. Mm-hmm. And when you spend money on it, you don't want to leave. And time. Exactly.
Yeah. It's
so stale.
It sucks to look at our guild members start dropping off because so many people are like, yo, enough of this. And they're like, the Grievous rework, that let me down, I'm out. Revan's still with meta, that let me down, I'm out. So we've lost a good 5 guild members in the last month because of that. Because when Grievous's rework came around, they were like, yo, I'm tired of this.
Who didn't want the Separatists versus the clones? Who didn't want Galactic Republic versus Separatists at this point in time? I was the most excited I've been for this game in years when they were talking about the Grievous rework.
Yes, me too.
I was like, this is incredible. They brought in Droideka. I love B1 is one of my favorite characters in the entire Clone Wars series because they're hilarious. And that whole thing, I was so excited for that, and I was like, you know what's coming next? Galactic Republic. So I got Eth Koth to 7 stars. I started getting up all my Jedi and all my everybody was starting to get up there, and then they come out with the hot trash that was the Separatists.
And not just that. And then
it's back to
when Grievous dropped is when we had that leak with the Gamorrean guard.
Where right when he dropped, it was like the same day. It was like the same day that you have that.
Yeah.
So it was literally like they were like, here, we'll just give you this crap, but we know what's coming right next month because we need that cash grab. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. And it's just, it's embarrassing, dude, how you just, I don't know how they can do that as a company. It just doesn't make sense to me.
It's important for us to be smart. Look, the Clone Wars is coming back this year, so everybody should get their Galactic Republic era stuff, built up. Don't 7-star them. Just get the shards up if you need to. Don't put gear into them. Just have everything ready, right? And then later in this year, we know that the sequel movie episode 9 is coming out. So crew, First Order, Resistance, they're all going to be important. Just make sure that you start focusing on these things. The Mandalorian, when that show drops, they better give us something with that.
The problem is I honestly don't even know how to predict anymore.
It's getting a little it's getting harder.
We talked about that for the longest time, that we like to stay ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm. We've been behind the curve since Revan came and screwed us.
The only reason I'm in the top 100 right now is because I decided I was had enough and I just geared Revan. But I did so for Grand Arena purposes, not even for arena purposes.
It's funny because he's the one that hates the Old Republic, and he's actually geared and Zeta'd his Revan and run his Revan in arena because you just get to a point, it's a breaking point. I don't hate the Old Republic stuff right now, and I'm still running my Resistance.
I don't run him with Jolie. I refuse to gear Jolie. Yeah. So I run him with Ezra instead. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna, and Bastila, because I had Bastila from before. Yeah. But That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's come to a point where now it's just I'm doing stuff because you know what? Screw it. And you guys are asking that. Well, why don't you quit the game? You sound like you hate it. You sound like you hate the developers. That's not. I love Star Wars. Okay, I love Star Wars. So that's why I'm still playing the game. I still play the game because I still have sort of enjoyment with it and hope at the end of the day, which. It's important. You know, rebellions are built on hope, guys.
Yeah.
And it's time for us to rebel.
And there's always a new hope out there in the galaxy.
Yeah. All right, well, anyway. So, yeah. So, that's kind of like the video we wanted to make for you guys today. I know it was a rant. I hope that it touched with some of you guys. Some of you guys are going to listen to it and be like, God, all you guys do is complain.
I mean, we haven't been around in like 6 months, so I don't think
I don't think it really matters at this point. And it sounds like the Game Changers program is not doing very well right now. It sounds like Game Changers aren't very happy with the developers. So maybe, you know, it doesn't really matter that we kind of just destroyed the developers. I don't think we're going to be Game Changers anyway. So,
I don't think we just listen. I don't think we didn't come here to viciously attack anybody. We came here to speak our minds, say our thoughts, really talk about this year in review because we haven't talked in 6 months. So it was a lot of thoughts and feelings that we wanted to get out there. And again, still love this game, still hope this game. I still look at my roster all the time, and I'm just like, who can I gear next?
Oh my God, I had a nightmare of Gear 13 the other day. Like 2 days ago, I saw Gear 13 in my head. I almost died.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't come anytime soon. The moral of this video is
don't overdo a good thing first, okay? Because too much good stuff is bad. That's an ancient Chinese proverb, okay? I don't remember what it is in Chinese, like the saying, but whatever. And then the second thing, the most important thing you need to take from this video
is hashtag rework the clones for General Krell.
General Krell.
This is a movement.
We're starting a movement, guys.
We're starting a movement.
If you guys don't know who General Krell is, you better know who he is.
We're going to make waves.
You're going to make waves.
And if they try to stop us, we will say nay, nay, nay. All right, guys. We'll see you guys on next time here on the channel. And we'll see you in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
You underestimate my power!
Don't try it! High ground! You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them! High ground! I loved you! High ground! High ground. It's not the high ground way. I mean the Jedi way. You know what I'm saying. I'm saying I've beaten you, and I'm on the high ground, so... High ground!